Hello everyone. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Weeylite k21, which is the tube light that you see here. Now I'm sure that you've been seeing more and more of these light sources being used in photography work as well as videography, perhaps in music videos. And this is for very good reason. So I've had enough time to use this light and to play around with it and even to use it for some of my creative work. And I can say that it has really helped me to bring my creativity to another level. So throughout this video, I want to talk about the build quality for this particular tube light. I want to talk about the various features that it has and how the features can help you with your production. And I'm going to talk about whether or not this is something that I would recommend out of the various options of tube lights that are available out there on the market. So in order to start things off, I like to introduce a little mini video that I created simply by using this very small form factor tube light. And hopefully this will give you a good idea as to the type of work that you would be able to create with such a simple product such as this. So let's roll that video right now. Alright, so as you just saw, that was a very quick video that I put together just to give you a quick example as to what could potentially be done with a very small light such as this. So one of the pluses for having a light like this is that it's going to be very portable. This light isn't very large, it's only 12 inches in length. So this is something that you can easily pick up and just throw it into your bag and carry it off to do some type of project, whether that's for photography or videography. But before we get into the various features that this light has, I just want to comment on the build quality of it. So unfortunately, I did drop this light a few times, not from a high distance, but after doing so, the light, as you can see, still functions. So this is a plus. It does have a very high quality feel to it. In some areas, it feels like it's cold to the touch. So I'm going to make the assumption that it is made out of metal and that it has a very sturdy body. Towards the sides of this tube light, you will see that there are 1/4 inch adapters, which will allow you to mount it onto a light stand. Or in this case, I have a mini little tripod here. So because this is not a very large light, I'm not going to need a very large light stand in order to mount it. So I can simply screw this onto this mini tripod and I can use the light without having to even hold it. And I can manipulate it in different ways, all right, to light up the subject. And another great thing about this light as well is that the back edge of it, it's not just flat. So because it has a sort of polygonal shape at the back, you can place the light at different angles, okay, without it having to roll around or move. So just looking at those basic points, I'm noticing that Weeylite did put a lot of thought into the design of this light. And in addition to that, let's just say you're outdoors and you don't really have a light stand with you. Well, that's not going to be an issue because I'm sure that if you're doing, let's just say, street photography or videography, you're going to find some metal around at some point. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because there are 2 magnets on either side of this tube light, which will allow you to simply mount it on, let's just say, a metal pole and light up your subject. So once again, another fantastic feature that Weeylite has included into this very small and compact light. So let's move on to the next portion, which is the various features that this light has, and there are quite a few. So before we get started, I just want to inform you that there is an application that you can use in order to operate your light, or you can just use the physical buttons that are present on the light itself. And there's also a display that gives you various settings, such as it'll indicate what the light mode it's in, as well as what the battery power is at, what the light power or the strength of the light is also set at in terms of percentage. So lots of information there. But if you don't want to use this, I think the easier route is going to be to use the application. So if you have an iPhone or an Android device, you'll be able to go online and to download an application called Weeylite. Now, I did notice that there were two different applications. One of them was Weeylite Pro, and there was another one as well. With my experience, the Weeylite Pro application worked a lot better. So using the application, the Weeylite Pro app, it really opens up a lot of doors when it comes to using your tube light. So let's start off with the top portion of the application. You will see that there are different letters, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Well, this essentially gives you control in the case if you were to have multiple lights such as this. So in our case, there's just one tube light here. So this is being controlled underneath the letter A, and it'll give me the option to turn off or turn on the light. And also you'll notice that on top there are different channels. So right now it's set to channel 1, but it does give you the option of setting your light to 19 different channels. So in terms of controllability, in the case that you do have multiple of these tube lights, it's really going to make things easy and convenient for you. In addition to that, going down, you'll see that there are different lighting modes. The first that you see here is CCT, which is going to give you a very quick and convenient way to control the color temperature for your light. So right now it's set to a red. Maybe you might not be able to see it directly on the light, but you can probably see it on the wall behind me. Okay, but if you want to, let's just say, change the color temperature for your light, i.e. being more cool or more in the zone of tungsten, you can easily adjust that here. So right now it is set to 5600 Kelvin, which is the same as natural daylight. So if you wanted to change that, you can just take the slider and adjust it to the left to make it more tungsten or more warm, or you can make it more cool and increase the Kelvin to 8500 Kelvin to make it a more cool light. It also gives you the option of also changing the tint for the light as well. Now maybe the effect might not be as evident in the video, only because there are white light sources that might be sort of reducing the effectiveness or the punchiness of the light, but rest assured that this light does shine bright in the various colors. And also, in addition to that, there are certain presets here for the different Kelvin options that you might want to select. So going from 3000 all the way up to 7000 Kelvin, just to make things a little bit more quick. And you also have the option of adjusting the strength of the light as well, as you can see there. Okay. Going on to the next option, HSL. I believe that's hue saturation, I think. So in this particular lighting mode, it's going to give you the ability to select a plethora of different lighting colors. So right now you can see that there is a red color that is selected. You can also change for that selected color, in this case red, the saturation for that red. So you can make it darker or even lighter. And let's just say you wanted to select a different color. You can also do that, maybe more of a magenta, a blue color, more aqua, green, yellow. And as you can see here, there are a bunch of different colors that you can select and that you can use, let's just say, for your photography or for your videography. So really, really great. And once again, you can also control the strength of that light. And as you can tell, this light is fairly bright. And RGBWY, this is another lighting mode that's a little bit more granular. So let's just say if you wanted to insert a little bit more red or more green into the lighting setup, you can do that. And the reason why this option is here is because it gives you a little bit more control, so you can have a more definitive color. So let's just say you're looking for something that's very particular, then this is going to give you the option to do that just by manipulating the different sliders for the various colors. And I think the lighting mode that's perhaps the most interesting about this tube light is probably going to be the effect mode, or also known as the scene mode. So as you can see now, the light is behaving a little bit different. So it's a little bit more sporadic, and this is because there is a flash or lightning mode that is selected. So I feel as though that this is going to be useful for maybe a videographer. So maybe he's going to be making a film and he wants to emulate the effect of lightning passing through the window. So you can do that by using this tube light. Or let's just say you want to emulate paparazzi, perhaps. You can also do that. Maybe you want to set up a scene where the individual is watching TV. Well, you can also have a TV effect as well. So this should give the impression that the individual is watching television. So let me just increase the power of that so that you can see that. If you weren't able to see the light, it would probably give you the impression that I am watching television. See? Or let's just say candlelight. Okay, or a flame, or maybe something a little bit more exciting. Maybe police. You want to give the effect that maybe there's a police car that's parked outside of your house. So when it comes to making video, having those various effects, and as you can see there are quite a few, it's going to make your creativity that much better and give you a little bit more options as well. So what I want to do right now is I just want to show you whether or not this light could be used as a key light. So let me just turn off my other lights that I have here, starting with the top light. Let me turn that off. And also let me turn off my side light that I have here as well. Okay, so can this be used as a key light? So right now the power is set to 87%. Let me put that on max. So I don't think that this would be able to be used as a key light. Maybe if you had maybe an additional tube light such as this, or maybe a third one, you can probably do that. But just one light on its own, unless you really wanted that dramatic look to have one side lit and the other side dark, I don't think that this is going to be adequate to, let's say, do a YouTube setup such as what I have here. Mind you, this light is fairly bright, and what I do like about it is that the light is fairly soft as well. So you're not going to have the need to put a lighting modifier on it so that you can create a soft source of light. So this is probably going to be one of the limitations for this, but in the case that you were to buy a second tube light such as this, it would also give you the option to use the 1/4 inch adapter to mount 2 different lights so that you can make it longer from the 12 inches that is already here. All right, so this pretty much concludes the features that this light has. And also, I think one thing that I also forgot to mention is that this light is rechargeable. So there is a USB Type-C port, so you can use this wirelessly. And let's just say that your battery does run empty, then you can also plug it in and still use the light while it is charging. And in addition to that, it takes approximately 2 hours for it to charge from 0 to full. So right now the battery is actually dead, so this is going to be very convenient for our test here. So let me just plug in the USB Type-C cable. The little indicator on the screen goes on, and let me see if I can turn it on. Just like that. Okay, so even though the battery right now is actually dead, the battery died, I can still plug it in and use the light while it is plugged into a power source. And even though if you were to have a battery block with you as well, an external battery, you can also plug that into your light if you are outdoors. So at least you do have that flexibility, and Weeylite did think ahead in sort of incorporating those types of features into this tube light. Once again, just to summarize, this light has fantastic build quality. It has a plethora of different features and different lighting modes. It gives you a lot of convenience because it's small in size, it's very compact, and it's very portable. And also, I like to comment on the battery life for this. So you can use this light at 100% full brightness for approximately an hour. But if you're using it at a lower strength or lower power, then obviously that battery time is going to last longer. Honestly, I think I have to tip my hat off to Weeylite. They made a fantastic light that I think is going to bring a lot of practicality to content creators out there. So with that being said, I would like to say thank you for watching this video. And if you have any comments or any questions, perhaps there's something that I didn't cover in this video, feel free to drop them down in the comments section down below, as I do also enjoy hearing from you, the viewer. And in addition to that, if you did enjoy this video and if you did find it useful, don't hesitate to hit the like button, as this does help the channel to grow. And if you would like to see more content such as this, also hit the subscribe and the bell notification to be notified when I do post new videos. So once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you at the next video. So take care for now.